Hello, I'm Reza, and in this video, I'm going to be reviewing the CMF Buds Pro 2. So first things first, I'll go over the price and specifications. The CMF Buds Pro 2 is a sub 5000 rupees or a sub $70 TWS earphones. These buds come in a squircle-shaped charging case made of soft plastic. On this case, there exists a smart dial that acts as a button and a volume knob. They also come in 4 different colors, which is orange, black, white, and blue. Now these buds are stick-type buds and have touch sensors as controls. The buds themselves have dual drivers, and I'll explain what that does later, along with IP55 water and dust resistance. These buds also come with active noise cancellation with up to a 50 dB reduction and a 5000 Hz frequency range. The battery life of these buds are about 11 hours with ANC off and 6.5 hours with it on. It gives about 43 plus hours and 26 plus hours with the case respectively. They support Bluetooth 5.3 with SBC, AAC and LDAC, which is pretty much all you need for any phone. You can also use the Nothing X app to tune the buds to your liking. Now let's move on to the first topic of the review. The build quality of the case is pretty solid. The plastic shell feels premium and it doesn't really get scratches with daily use, but its matte-like finish is a little bit annoying as it can be smudged really easily. The smart dial has a fairly satisfying click to it when scrolling and pressing the button. The hinge feels strong and sturdy and will surely last a while, including the magnets that also feel strong and reliable. There's also a USB-C charging port on the right side of the case. Overall, it's a sleek and solid case, and my only gripe with it is that it can catch smudges. These buds have a matte stem with a glossy finish for the head. Right at the back, they have 2 logos signifying the left and the right bud. They come with 3 ear tip sizes, and I'm using the largest one. The fit is perfect for me and the seal is good. These buds don't feel uncomfortable for long time usage, and I can easily keep it in my ears for 4+ hours, and they don't really slip out with this kind of usage. The way you take advantage of these buds is to use the Nothing X application, which you can find on the Play Store or App Store. Now to pair your buds to this app, you just have to open the case to enter pairing mode. You can also press this little hidden button if you miss the timing. The setup is pretty simple, and the app has some really nice animations. All of the touch controls are customized on this app. These include a double tap, a triple tap, a tap and hold, and a double tap and hold, where specifically the double tap and hold is for noise control as default. The dial on the case has even more customizable controls, which are a single press, a double press, a triple press, a press and hold, and a rotation function, which is for volume. Let me move on and talk about the noise modes next. The ANC on this pair of earbuds is honestly pretty good. For example, if you're taking a walk outside playing music with ANC on, the only audible noise you'd hear would be a somewhat loud vehicle moving past you. Most other ambient noises are pretty much removed. I would say that the ANC of these buds is comparable to buds even twice the price range, let alone 5000 rupees. The transparency mode is also really good. You can clearly hear other people without some weird pitch changes. The mics are doing a really good job of keeping the voice natural and clear. No gripes here, and these features are well worth the price. The normal mode is, just normal. There isn't much to say here. This is what the mic sounds like in a quiet room. This is what the mic would sound like in a loud environment. The beginning of this review uses the earbuds at the stock preset with all the settings unchanged. This is also tested on my Nothing Phone 2A with AAC codec. And the second half uses the buds with a customized preset which I myself made. Please keep in mind that this is my own opinion and these buds are not at all bad when EQ'd properly. The most important thing about these earphones is sound quality, and this can literally be summed up with 2 words: extremely disappointing. The bass is way too prominent and pretty much overpowers the mids in vocal heavy songs like Children of the City. Now, all the music I'm using to test for this video is right here. It's 11 songs and this is the Spotify playlist right here. The treble also sounds extremely screechy with only the cymbals that sound somewhat clear. And honestly, these buds are very bad out of the box for rock music as the guitar sounds mushy and unpleasant, and it has a pretty mediocre clarity. It feels like the bass, the vocals and the mids are all mushed together in a weird way, and it doesn't really have that nice amount of separation, which I expected at this price. By the way, I used my Moondrop Space Travel as a comparison for this. Now literally all of my complaints are cleared if you use this preset I have right here. I've been using this for the past week and it sounds really good. It might not be perfect, but it's almost there. This makes a huge difference, by the way. Lowering the bass to -5 or even -6 pretty much clears out most of the issues, except for the vocals being still somewhat sidelined. This can only be fixed with the graphic equalizer, I would say. With the treble at -2, the buds get a pretty clear top end, leaving some good sparkle, and keeping the mid around 0 keeps the vocals in a pretty good spot. This preset pretty much makes the buds a lot more enjoyable to listen to while still keeping the bass. You can also turn up the ultra bass to 1 or 2 to add a little more bass. Don't worry, from what I see, this doesn't really overpower the mids. The LDAC support is pretty nice and does have a use for a few people looking for high quality audio. I did test with FLAC files and it sounded pretty good, and I didn't really have any disconnections. Keep in mind that taking advantage of this feature either requires an Apple Music subscription or high quality audio files. It also reduces the battery life by more than 35%, so I would say that this feature is nice for people who want it, but for anyone who only uses YouTube or Spotify, it's better to just stick to the AAC codec. They do mention that there can be random disconnections when using the LDAC codec, but I never experienced this in my testing. One last thing I have to mention to close off this section is the Dirac EQ. It doesn't really sound good. I'm not sure who this is for, but I'm not going to be using this anytime in the near future. They really talked a big game about the dual drivers, where they have a 11mm bass driver and a 6mm tweeter, but these feel underutilized. By the way, if you don't know what a bass driver and a tweeter is, pretty much a bass driver handles the frequency below 2000 Hz, and a tweeter generally handles the frequencies between 2000 and 20,000, which is pretty much the mid-range and the high-end. Though this all depends on the tuning and how the drivers are designed. The battery is pretty good for extensive day-to-day usage, like watching long-form videos on YouTube and even for movies. The latency generally never acts up, but when it does, just reconnect the earbuds and it'll work just fine. Now, let me move on to 2 of the use cases of these earbuds. Honestly, the CMF Buds Pro 2 are really good for casual gaming, but not for competitive gaming. If you were to play single player or casual games, these buds are pretty much perfect for you. I played a little bit of Crysis 3, and wow, the buds really fit the theme of the game, and the bass really added to the sound design. The latency is pretty fine for games like this, but games like CS or Valorant, you're better off using non-Bluetooth audio. Now let's move on to gym use. These buds are pretty good for the gym. They never really fall out of my ears or even get loose for that matter. Also, these buds are rated for IP55 water resistance, so pretty much you don't have to worry about your sweat. The ANC in the gym is pretty good. You don't really hear anyone while it's on. The only thing you'll ever notice are very loud noises, so these buds are really good if you go to the gym often. In a nutshell, the CMF Buds Pro 2 are decent for their price. They're well built with good ANC and a customizable app, but the sound quality could use some work, especially if you're an audio enthusiast. They're great for gaming and workouts, but if you're picky about sound, you might want to look elsewhere. For casual users, they're a solid choice, but don't expect mind-blowing audio. Thanks for watching my video. Please like, comment and subscribe if you liked it. Bye!